Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now that we've dealt with Genesis chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4, skipping over 5, and we're hitting on all cylinders for Genesis chapter 6. I'm only going to do the beginning, which is the best part. I'm going to do Genesis chapter 6, verse 1, and I'm going to stop at verse 7. And I'll make some mention of the rest of it, because you know what that is. That's Noah's Ark, huh? All right, black people, you need to know that you've been hoodwinked, and you've been tricked. This is the proper breakdown of the book of Genesis and all of the great questions that you've had about the book of Genesis. The questions have been answered, okay? All of them in straight lingo language, all right? And for me to even be teaching on this level means that I've been studying for at least 3 to 4 years, which is actually the case, because you can't even know what I know without 3 to 4 years of intense study. And when I say intense study, I mean getting the information from the experts, huh? From like 3 years of intense inform. It's really information. You know, I've been informed. I'm informing you of what I was informed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And stay the hell away from that black woman, man. I'm beginning to contemplate that she really is a waste of time in this kingdom, and that all of them are out of their damn minds and not really worth it. And they don't even look good. They don't even look good. I even the conscious black women are not even that attractive. Let's be real about it, man. The black woman is truly cursed, man. Truly cursed. Pretty, young, tall, ugly, they're all a waste of time, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come to that conclusion somewhere in your good 30s. You're gonna be like, you know what, the hell with them, man. I'm gonna just date the Hispanic woman. She looks black. I'm not talking about them white looking Hispanic women. You see a brown skinned Hispanic woman, date her, because she's probably your people from another tribe, and she ain't got curses on her. All right. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Verse 2. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and took them as wives, all of which they chose. Who are the sons of God? The angels. That's who the hell they were. The angels. Period. Because angels walked among men on a regular. Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. What the hell you mean? What about Cain, motherfucker? Was not Cain the serpent's son? Isn't the serpent a fallen one? Made flesh? Having children with Eve? Come on, man. Walk with me on this, man. If you believe in Cain, goddammit, then you believe in the fucking giants. Because there were giants among giants. Because everything was gigantic back then. But then there were giants among giants. You know, they were actual giants on their scale. Everybody was about 9 or 10 feet tall. Maybe 15 feet tall. But these giants was like 30 feet tall. Goddamn 36 feet tall. I even heard of a rumor that there was a giant over 40 feet tall. They found the bones of a giant over 40 feet tall. I don't even know if that's true. Most of the bones they found were 30 feet, 36 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet. These are the offspring of demons that came out of third heaven and became human form had sex with the women, because the first world was not like this one. Just like the next world will definitely not be like this one. In the next world, we're going to be rolling around with the Lord and the prophets. The Lord and the prophets ain't over this side, so, you know, there's no telling how completely and totally different the next world is going to be. And the old world was probably going to be like the next world to come. So come on, man. They were demonic angels that wanted to sin against God, and God allowed that to happen. Why did God allow it to happen? I get into that later. Okay, this knowledge only comes at a certain speed. You know, I don't know everything at once, but I'll get it. Verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. Also, let me just stop right there. It wasn't just the demons coming out of third heaven. It was also Adam's sons in the time of Jared. Couple of centuries after Seth. Okay. It was also Adam's sons, who are also the sons of God. It was a complete and total straying from what the Lord said. The Lord said, don't mix with the other nations, because the other nations are physically impure. We're pure. If you mix with the other nations, first of all, your spiritual desire and intent is put in a cosmic frequency on your very seed. Then you get with the woman who is not of the seed. So half the baby is heathen anyway, and the baby mentally ain't right because you had the baby out of wickedness and out of lust and desire. And that sin alone will produce the end result. Even if the woman was hurt, even if that woman was your people, that the act of taking a woman you wasn't supposed to take is enough sin alone that can cause destruction to the whole nation if it goes on for a certain amount of time. On top of that, you mixing your seed with people you're not supposed to be mixing with. The other nations are not like us. We're perfect. They're not. I'll break down the science of that later. But they are physically not perfect. Their pineal glands are calcified. Their bone structure, their skin, their melanin is different from ours. We shouldn't be mixing with those people. And that's why the Lord said right after Genesis chapter 2, where the sons of God sinned and took wives, all of which they chose. And it wasn't just Adam sinning, it was these demonic angels coming out of third heaven too. But they're all the sons of God though. That's why I said it like that. But in verse 3, he says that the spirit will not always strive with man because he is also flesh, and his days will only be 120 years. When the white man was created 4,000 years ago, he could only live for 100 years, whereas there were men walking the earth that had been around 400 or 500 years. Okay. When we are in our full power, we could live for 1,000 years. When the white man is in his full power, he is a beast with hair all over his body, and he still can't live for more than 120 years. Because the white man is mortal, and we are the sons of God, potentially immortal. All right? And that all goes back to the melanin that's in our blood. The melanin in our blood, in our skin and in our bodies and in our bones and in our brain and in all parts of our body can not only has its positive effects that you have heard of. I'm going to just say it like that because I don't want to change the subject. But also, it is the key to our immortality based on the crystalline makeup of our bodies. Man, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to break all this down with the cosmic science, and it's going to be profound. You know what I'm saying? In our full power, we are immortal, and we have super strength, and super intelligence, and super endurance. That is our full power. And when I say super strength, I mean Captain America, super intelligence, you name them, Lex Luthor or whatever, just, not without the evilness. Super endurance, we can run like the Flash, not as fast, but we could run around the world like the Flash. Super endurance. You understand what I'm saying? That's in our full power. And then you have a whole nother level where our bodies will just be changed and we'll just be Superman any goddamn way. Because under this, in this kind of world that we're living in, everything is downgraded anyway. All of those things that I mentioned were things that were spoken of in history and in the Bible. Native Americans outrunning their own horses, according to the white man's findings when he got here. Native Americans so strong they can throw a spear and pierce the armor of a knight, and the spear will go right through the back of the knight, and the spear will go right through the back of the armor, and it will be sticking out of the back of the armor. Strength. Giants, the white man found giants here, 9-10 feet tall people with Herculean strength. The super intelligence of the black man, the black man's super intelligence. So, in a sort of like in a comic book way, to put it all together, if there was some real genetic manipulation going on, instead of the bullshit that they say about Yaku, there could be a person with Captain America's strength, unlimited endurance, and high intelligence. And I know this for a fact. And I'm not going to even say why, but I know it for a fact. All right? All right. But in the next world, we'll just be fucking Hancock anyway, because the earth will be different. It'll all be different. Those spiritual powers are basically physical attributes based on the fallen version of our DNA anyway. But, if you begin from perfection and just mark it and just take it from there, then, we could just do anything. Because Adam was just, if Adam was walking around now, he'd be, I don't know, people would be looking at him like he was a space alien, the things he could do. My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, and his days will only be 120 days. Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, and there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. When the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and had children with them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. So y'all know what I gotta do. I gotta break this joint down. Alright? I gotta break this joint down. Now. There. In order to understand Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. Yeah, we going in. Just go to fucking